Now we're going to hear from an expert about strategies for taking this test. Follow along in Section 1 of the manual. Test taking tips.
Your goal is to get a score of 70 or better. If you want to aim for a higher score, that's great, but a score of 70 is passing. You'll still need to study to get that score. Let's talk about general tips that apply to any test-taking situation. The first 4 test-taking tips are simple. 1. Stay calm and relaxed. 2. Read and follow all the directions. 3. Answer the easy questions first. If a question seems difficult, skip it and return to it later. 4. Read the entire question and all response options before choosing an answer. Here's tip 5. If you don't know the answer to a question, go about it this way. First, eliminate the response options that you think are probably incorrect. Then guess from the remaining response options. That increases your chances of guessing correctly. Speaking of guessing, tip number 6 is really important. Your score is based on the number of questions you answer correctly. Unlike other tests, in the Border Patrol test, you are not penalized for answering questions incorrectly. Therefore, tip 6 is that you should answer every question, even those that you must guess. Don't leave any answer blank. If you have time at the end of the test, go back and check your answers. Be sure you've marked your answer sheet correctly, especially if you've changed or skipped an answer. Another tip. If you think that you see a pattern in the answers, ignore it. It's strictly coincidental. For instance, if you notice A, B, B, A in a sequence of answers, don't assume that the answer to the next question is B. Take the Spanish test if you're proficient in standard Spanish. Otherwise, take the artificial language test. We'll talk about the language test in more detail later.
You've just heard from an expert about test-taking tips and overviewed the contents of the manual. Next, we'll look at the first part of the exam, the logical reasoning test.